once every month where they put 6 or 7 past someone. They'll have the odd slip-up, which prevents them from winning trophies, like the game against Hull. But by and large, it's a pretty decent lot the Arsenal fans are served up.
It's really difficult because you look at the Premiership now and you lose 2 games, that's pretty much it. Chelsea, United, they're not going to lose more than 1 or 2 games really. So when we've won the league the past 3 times past 10 years, there have been slip-ups. We used to have bad Novembers, but now the pressure's on all the time.
You can't make the step. I mean, even Manchester United now. Manchester United had a slow start. Chelsea are what? I should know this off the top of my head how many points Chelsea are clear, but the fact is this: you watch Chelsea, whether it's in a cup competition, the Champions League or the league in this country, they do not look capable of losing more than 2 games in a row. And if you give them a start like Manchester United have had to do, I mean, Chelsea are on 20 points with Liverpool on 20, Hull on 17, Arsenal 16, United 14 with the game in hand. So even with the game in hand, they're 6 points behind. They're looking for Chelsea to lose, well, 1 game and then they can try and beat them themselves. I just don't see it happening.
Pressure's on day one now. Ferguson used to know that if by Christmas he was within touching distance.
Well, Villa, over the years, they've caught Villa up. When Villa, I think, was something like 10 points clear, or certainly a fair few points clear. They caught Blackburn up. The Newcastle, the most famous one of all time. Yeah. So football's changed in that respect. The fact that Hull are in the top 4 is a good thing. How confident are you, Martha, about Liverpool? Because I'm not. I was having, I'm going to shamelessly name drop because I was having a row on another show with Steve McMahon, a Liverpool legend and a lovely guy, but he is so tunnel visioned when it comes to talking about Liverpool. He's obsessed with them, and he won't concede that they've been getting results without playing well. They were garbage against Wigan, got through, and Wigan got down to 10 men, and they're pathetic in Madrid. They should have lost that game as well, but there they are, joint top.
No, I think a win is a win. However, I mean, obviously for fans, it's better if they play well. But if they manage to get scraped through in the last minute, they've still got the result that they need at the end of the day.
Are you a Benitez fan?
No? Yes and no. I think generally he's doing well for the club, but I think he sort of has. I don't completely agree with rotation. I think he goes through sort of phases of being good and phases where you just sort of think, what's he doing?
Yeah, I mean, the rotation, he came in for fierce criticism for that, hasn't he, over the last couple of seasons. This year, he's not been so over the top with it, but it's inevitable with injury, suspensions. I mean, they're going to the game at the weekend against Chelsea, where Chelsea are all the rage now, with Torres out, injury question mark over Gerrard, Alonso, Robbie Keane. I mean, with those players missing, goodness knows what they're going to do. They haven't got the strength in depth, have they?
Well, no, that's it. That's Arsenal, Liverpool. They just can't quite afford wages for, or can't quite get hold of 2 world-class players in both positions, and that's why they will ultimately, well, if injuries become a factor, won't be able to keep up in all 4 competitions. That's the difficulty.
If Arsenal were going to win a trophy this year, the League or the European Cup, I suppose it'd be the European Cup because the old chestnut, they've never won it before.
No, I'd rather win the league.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you? Liverpool fans, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, league, definitely.
And Fulham, what would you rather do? Avoid relegation or win the League Cup?
I think Champions League next year, maybe. I think we're going to go on a run now. No, I think realistically, 17th place, we'd take it at the moment. I mean, if we got 17th, we'd feel that we actually had underachieved this season. But
well, I'm in the company of 3 well-educated individuals and the lovely Martha, of course, our first lady on the FanXchange couch. But this show isn't about being nice, it's about being nasty. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to ask you and them to give someone a good shoot. If there's anyone you want to point out has had a nightmare of a week, feel free to email us in, presenters@sportsexchange.tv, and we're going to get Adam, Martha and Alex to give us the people they like to give a good shoeing to after their behaviour in the last 7 days. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. It's the FanXchange on the Sports Exchange here on channel 456 on Sky. Stay with us. (9:15) on the FanXchange. Welcome back live on Sky 456 Ireland 417, and don't forget we're also on the World Wide Web, high quality streaming at www.sportsexchange.tv. We're here till 10 o'clock this evening, then rejoin us tomorrow afternoon when we get stuck into all of the afternoon sport from 1 o'clock, including a preview show with Steve Claridge and myself 1 till 3. Then Anna Bentley will take you through all the goals as they go in from 3 till 6, and a very busy sporting weekend. There's lots of sport this weekend, guys, isn't there? We've got the Premier League, unfortunately 4 games games on a Saturday, 6 on a Sunday, with only one 3 o'clock kickoff, which isn't the best, but a full league programme elsewhere. What else we got? We got the cricket starting, the Stanford 2020, the Rugby League World Cup, the Breeders' Cup in racing. Have I left anything out?
When's the Grand Prix?
The NFL.
The Grand Prix, I think that's a week.
Okay.
Lewis Hamilton's going to blow it again, most probably.
The
NFL, you an NFL fan?
I am, yeah.
I hear you. I've got tickets that I'm looking forward to going to that Wembley. Should be absolutely fantastic. The Saints against the Chargers at Wembley Stadium on Sunday. So a sporting weekend, a better one you couldn't wish for. All the previewing of all the events tomorrow afternoon from 1, live on the Sports Exchange 456. The email address for tonight to be part of this show and have your say to the nation on what ultimately is your platform to get whatever you want to get off your chest. It presenters at sportsexchange.tv. A reminder, just before the end of the show, we will have our weekly quiz where we put these 3 bluffers to the test and see who really does support a football team they say they support and who's just made up a lie to get on television in a shameless exercise of self-promotion. The truth will out just before 10 o'clock. I'm going to put the questions somewhere where they can't be looked at before that quiz, just before 10. Right, as promised, before the break, who are we going to give you chewing to? Martha, you've been far too nice. You've got a lovely voice. Everyone loves you in the gallery, but you've been far too nice. Start being nasty. Tell me who you cannot stand at the moment. Present company excluded, of course.
To be honest, at the moment, for Wednesday's performance, I'd give one to the entire Liverpool team because they should have won that match. They should have won it, and they didn't.
The away point in Spain's really not that bad.
It's true. It's a good away point. But
what about outside of Liverpool? Come on, I maybe put you on the spot that you think you got to say something bad, and you almost spread the shame, haven't you? Which again is a cop out. I want an individual. An individual can be across your university, can be across real life politics. Come on, be nasty to someone, Martha. If you're going to be a broadcast journalist, you have to start probing and being nasty. Don't think Jeremy Paxman would come on and say, oh no, that the Liverpool team, they're all shocking across the board. Give me one person that's really got your goat. It might be politics. Someone in politics must upset you.
I'm going to go with another football one, actually. O'Hara at Spurs getting 2 yellow cards in 50 seconds.
You upset Joe in the gallery, she's a Spurs fan. Well, apparently, according to Jay, who's the only one with a bit of guts in the team, but the flip side of the coin is the Spurs team need to keep their heads, and Jamie O'Hara, Tottenham will get onto them. I think Tottenham deserve an entire segment, and I think you were going to give us a Tottenham man, Alex.
Yeah, initially I was going to do Darren Bent, but that was more just because my sister doesn't like him. But actually,
why doesn't your sister like Darren Bent? She's not been out with him, has she?
No, she hasn't. I don't really know.
Why doesn't she like him? Is your sister a Spurs fan?
She's not actually. She's an Arsenal fan.
So why does she not like Darren Bent?
I don't know. We'll have to ask her.
Are you sure there's nothing more to this?
I'm
that we
sure
don't know?
there's nothing more to it.
Okay.
But I'll find out. Maybe I'll come back on a future show and tell you.
Okay, watch this space. I'm fascinated. Can't we get his sister on the phone and ask her why she doesn't like Darren Bent? So go on, who are you going to go for?
I'm actually going to go for David Bentley, another Spurs.
Well, lovely teeth and hair. Lovely teeth and hair.
I think that's part of the problem, isn't it? That if he didn't spend so much time sorting that out, I mean, someone was saying that he's 24 years old, he's had all his teeth sorted out, and obviously he spends hours sorting out his hair as well. I mean, if he's not performing on the pitch, what's it all for? I mean... Tell
you what, us three, not you, Martha, of course, we'd love to spend hours looking after our hair, but unfortunately not possible, is it, guys? We can get our hair sorted out in under 60 seconds, the 3 of us. We're all struggling on that score. Are you a fan of David Bent, Martha, looks-wise? Is he your kind of guy?
No, not really.
Well, just as well, because we haven't got any David Bent lookalikes in the gallery. David Bentley lookalikes in the gallery anyway. Who are you going to give a shooting to then?
Well, if the reports I've heard are true, William Gallas smoking a cigarette is just a disgrace. In a very sensitive position for the Arsenal anyway. You know, centre-back, Toure out, Gallas out, injured. Very difficult performance midweek for Song, bless him, and Silvestre. The one thing you'd want your captain to do is say, OK, I'm out, I'm injured, I'm going to train really hard, but to be seen smoking, it sets a bad example for Premiership footballers, for kids watching football. It's a disgrace.
What's the world coming to when a captain of a Premier League team, a successful captain, an established international, can't spark up a reefer from now and again? I mean, it really is shocking. In all seriousness, though, I'm amazed more footballers don't go off the rails. I don't know what you guys think. They have this amazing life of privilege. I'm sure the majority of them realise how lucky they are, but no matter whether you realise it or not, you're in an environment where you've got more money you could possibly dream of. I worry about the motivation of some of them sometimes. I'm amazed more of them don't go bananas and start going to clubs and snorting cocaine off toilet seats. I'm amazed that most of them seem to stay on the straight and
I think a lot more of them are grounded than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
They've probably got good families behind them on the whole.
Yeah, I was going to say I had heard rumours about other footballers that smoke, and obviously the one that...
Not the Jermaine Jenas mobile phone, that's not true.
No, I wasn't going to say that. But the... obviously, Fabian Barthez was well known to smoke, but I guess because he was a goalkeeper, Alex Ferguson turned a blind eye to it. But I think certainly you always hear stories, even like when I go into work, that people say, I saw so-and-so at a club and they were smoking or whatever. And I think also a lot of it is to do with the culture and the background that the players come from. I think that it's probably more the English players. Obviously, this was Gallas that was smoking.
But it's the French rugby team, the French rugby union team are known to be smoking. Any of you guys smoke?
No.
No? You all clean-cut, healthy living guys?
Absolutely.
No, but I don't smoke.
No? Hey! What have you got? Any vices? Any vices you want to disclose?
Not really.
No?
No.
You're all very well behaved, well around. Your parents are probably watching, aren't you? I'm going to stitch you up.
These are all foot fetish, though, isn't there?
You got a foot fetish? do tell out the foot fetish. What's all that about?
I just really like